right? So by extension, anything experienced in the third house goes back to it goes back from the seventh house. So any sort of communication you have with contracts, relationships, agreements with people, and ties back into it extends itself to the third house, even though there's no planets there. Well, no planets there. I experience, I guess you could say, if I were to move to Greece, right? This is about also relocation, but also this thing we talked about. It's nervous communication, maybe not so much nervous, yes, nervous communication, but also insightful, innovative, intellectual conversations, but kind of maybe trouble expressing my own truth because this is the first house right here, right? So it ties into, but extends by extension. It does go into. I could say it leaks out into the third house because it is third house stuff. It's Mercury, right? And then we looked at the ninth house, and we look at Sagittarius. So Sagittarius rules naturally because it's opposite of that. So Sagittarius rules the ninth house. It's right technically at home, just like the third house is. It, yeah, by extension, it's from the where Jupiter is. So Jupiter here was 28 degrees, just like in my birth chart, but it's in the sixth house stuff. So any sort of work-related stuff, volunteering, unconscious stuff as well. Leaks out into the ninth house. So any sort of public opinion about people that I work with may, because this here, sorry, Jupiter is yes conjunct my Saturn. So opportunities may be kind of slow in what I do with my sixth house stuff. Let's go back here. Sixth house is somewhat a little not so there for me yet because I don't have sixth house placement in my own chart. Health habits, employment, employees, tenants, servants, yeah, servitude, right? Like I said before, routine. Okay, so clothes that you wear, hygiene, food and diet, sickness, conditions, self-adjustment. There you go, the self-adjustment thing. So adaptability, work with healthcare, work and health are linked together. So health, work, self-adjustment. I like that word self-adjustment here because it's adaptivity to, and it's ruled by Virgo, right? And it's funny because the cusp of sixth house was in Virgo here, or right, well, it is in Virgo here because it's a relocation chart. So it still kind of ties into Mercury, right? Because Mercury is still a co-ruling planet with Chiron. I would say Chiron, right? To Virgo. So Mercury Uranus opposite in the seventh house to Chiron retrograde in Taurus in the first house leaks onto also, I would say it extends onto the first house. Well, more like it leaks onto the sixth house. Sorry, it leaks onto the by extension. I've been using this recently where it's like when it comes to relocation, that's how I'm interpreting it. I could be wrong. I could be getting this all wrong, but I'm here to have fun. Just a reminder, I'm here to have fun. Okay, so in Greece, I would experience like limitations in terms of growth, but I read, like I said before, in older videos, I said that Jupiter in Virgo is. I read that what is this? It's ambitious, quietly ambitious. So growth and optimism and all that stuff will manifest itself into the workplace or any sort of servitude or unconscious behavior routine. I'd be probably used to just going through things very slowly in workplaces and my own health, and also what is it? Work and health. So with yeah, that's about it. But we now have to tie in to we have to tie this all into Jupiter. Oh, sorry, Neptune. Sorry, because Neptune was in Sagittarius because of that square there. But I think you already know what those means, right? What those mean. And it's just like no, that's Venus. Sorry, that's Venus like square. I'm gonna show you right here. We're talking about this one right here. So, oh sorry. Neptune square Jupiter. Right, that's Jupiter, not Saturn. This is Saturn here. There's no aspect to Neptune there, but there is to Jupiter. So it's maybe I might get too excited about imagining things that, like, I maybe get a promotion or something, like, oh yay, cool, or that I may perceive my ease and, is it leisure? I think it's leisure. Thing that pleases us. Double check here. I want to make sure I get this right. Yeah, leisure. Right. So good fortune, leisure. Right. In where I am in Greece, in specifically, this is Athens right there. So Athens. So yeah. So I don't want to go straight into that. I feel like I'm repeating myself with my own chart, but this is relocation in Greece. Anyways, so this ties into the whole what I wanted to talk about, but I wanted to use a relocation chart. I kind of like almost unrelated. There's no such thing, by the way. You see that sun right here? So Sun Pluto experience with me, I would be at experience seventh house stuff. Right, like Libra right there. It's kind of almost like at, not really at home, because the cusp of, oh, actually, yeah, it is. No, yeah, the cusp of, yeah, just right. So the cusp of the seventh house is Libra. So it's kind of, it rules that. So we have to look into Venus in that case right here. But it definitely, yeah, I'm able to shine more in Greece. That's as far as I go with this one, because I don't want to go through describing the chart specifically about this one. But you can almost guess that what might happen is that I will shine in Greece. I'll be able to emotionally develop good relationships with the social, not so much public, but yes, like my social friends, like communities, even my aspirations, what I get from my career there. If you can see, as you can see, Capricorn is in my midheaven, but because it's an empty house, we usually look into Saturn here. So Saturn careers would be placed directly into the sixth house stuff. Any sort of sixth house experience I experience as my career in Greece. Right? And because Saturn is involved there, Saturn rules the 10th house and just Capricorn there, right there. I don't know, I didn't go anywhere else in terms of like extension, that whole, that it leaks into that house. And that's, yeah, so I'd probably be happy. I would say I'd probably be happy with just like simple routine types of jobs there, because my focus on shining, so to speak, is in the relationships I go through in that country, or specifically in Athens, where I may have some sort of power struggle still, but at the very least, it's exposed. It's not like in my birth chart. The sun was in my fourth house, so I'm kind of hidden. Here, it's out there, right? So, in this case, I have the support of the trine, or like this, the moon, or that placement shows me that I have support from social communities that are friends that I would build there, being able to express myself clearly. Of course, there's going to be some sort of communicational issues, like all that stuff, and also maybe anger. But I would develop I would transform through those anger issues, particularly any sort of relationships or friendships that I have that are where we have emotional ups and downs, but we work through that because it's out in the open, right? It's out there. It's in more obvious houses. It's like more. I don't want to do this all the time, but it's out there. It's like, right. Uranus. Mercury. It's Moon in Aquarius, 11th house. 11th house rules the 11th house. Aquarius rules the 11th house. Libra rules the 7th house. Sun in Libra. So you can see why it's more like I'll be more exposed if I were in Greece. So yeah. So there's two things that happened today, right? Just to summarize. There's the whole like general aspect of third house. Try to understand a little bit more about the third house and the ninth house. Okay, they're connected. And how movement helps us to release, not because expression and suppression are basically two sides of the same coin, because we're basically extremes, but when we're releasing it physically, I've heard this as like somatic. It's a somatic experience, meaning it's through the body, it's through the breathing, it's through exercise, traveling, walking, moving, movement. This is why we move. And the second thing is, of course, a general overview of what I might experience. In this case, woohoo, happy, Libraing, feeling myself sort of like weird Plutonian Libra person, and with trying to moon Aquarius kind of weird person in Greece. So depending on the circles I develop, those things. So yeah, it's all good. So yeah, in any case, I hope that helps. I will see you guys later. Thank you again for watching. Ευχαριστώ.